So today we're doing Testimony Week. Okay, you must be wondering, what is Testimony Week? Well, Testimony Week is basically a time where we share about what God has done for us during this pandemic. So, we want to encourage one another and then help each of us to see the good that God is doing in our lives each day, even at home. Today, I have a special guest.
Hello, everybody. My name is Gerald, and I'm her brother.
Yes, so this is our special guest, Gerald, my brother. Me and my brother will be your hosts for today, okay?
Okay, I think we talked too much. Let's just get into it. So the first testimony, it will be shared by Gerald.
Yep, so we'll have Gerald's video up to share right now.
Hi, my name is Gerald, and I would like to share with you something that I went through. So during the pandemic in 2020, I was supposed to do my grade 3 practical exam in the music school. But unfortunately, the examiner couldn't come, and I was just doing these 4 music pieces for about a year and a half or so. And I was just losing interest, and I was only practicing the songs I like and the songs that I've learned on YouTube. And my parents always ask me and nag me to practice the pieces, practice the songs. So I'll be like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. So I prayed and I didn't lose faith in God because I knew He would help me and guide me through. In May, I managed to go back to the school, and the teacher helped me with my recording. I had to send 4 recordings to them, and then I was still nervous that I wouldn't get like a distinction, like wouldn't get A, I was so nervous like I would fail, but then I was like, no, I won't fail because I have faith in the Lord and He won't give up on me. So last month I got my exam results and it was a distinction. I was really happy and relieved that I got a distinction. My family, my grandparents, my parents, they all were so proud of me, my teachers too. And now I'm just more encouraged to continue music. Even though the teacher wasn't there physically and during most lessons was all online, it was pretty hard, but I managed to do it and complete it. I really appreciate and thank God for helping me and guiding me through this. Yeah.
Wow, that was definitely must not have been easy for you. I feel you, Gerald. And studying from home and also working from home has been tiring for all of us, both physically and mentally. So now we will invite Charlize to share her testimony with us.
Hello everyone, I'm
Just flip.
Charlize, and so here's my testimony. So at a point of time where my gastric got really bad, right, I get really nauseated, and I can puke already, even though I have nothing to puke anymore. And I can't swallow anything, but obviously I had to forcefully swallow stuff, like just try to swallow anything I can because there's no choice, I gotta eat. And it lasted for 2 days. I called my specialist because I've been seeing a specialist for almost 2 months back then, 3 months, almost 3 months. And they said they couldn't help me. They said they have no way because I did endoscopy and they couldn't find the cause of it. Like they couldn't find anything that was causing me this way. So it was really horrible. So I got to just deal myself and just suck it in. But there are also times where like I went to the ER or went to the clinic like rush midnight or what because I couldn't bear the pain or I was too nauseated. So I had no choice but to go to get injections. I broke down a lot of times. I asked God why I need to go through all this. But then He was testing my faith. He was trying to tell me that I had to trust in Him even when I can't see Him or I can't feel Him. And like God tell me that I have to trust in Him, and that's what I'm still learning. But in the end, I got healed by God. So that is what I have to thank God for. And even we don't feel it or see Him, we should thank God for everything that He has done for us because He is always there and He has always been there. Yeah.
That sounds so tiring, and we're really glad that God has shown His faithfulness and provided you strength through it all.
Yeah, I think we also got another testimony.
Yeah. Let's invite Eunice up to share next. Let's welcome Eunice.
Yay.
Hi guys, I'm Eunice.
Hi,
Hi. So this year for me comprised of merely online classes and exams. It was just a repetitive cycle, and like at some point became really overwhelming. And this was not the last year of high school that I had envisioned. Things were not turning out the way most of us wanted them to. And the series of disappointments like cancellation of school events and activities, not being able to have gatherings, attributed to my loss of motivation and desire to do anything in general. Things became really dull, and there was just like a lack of effort and focus in things that I did. It was not easy, but God's goodness and faithfulness always transcend. I'm thankful that He's a pillar of support that I could always lean on. I could vent to Him when whatever that boils up inside. Recently, the pressure and weight of exams became a little overwhelming, but there's nothing beyond God's presence and peace that calm my anxious episodes. Other than that, I've also been reminded to not take His provisions for granted, especially during this pandemic where some people don't have it this easy. Yeah, so this period of time also allowed me to reflect, and I'm slowly learning to count my blessings and look at the bright side of things. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Eunice. Wow, that's so true, and it's so real. The struggle, like, I think all of us relate, right? I don't like online exams. You like?
No, I don't like. If I have a reaction for online exams, I'd be like,
Okay, moving on. Did you know that God doesn't just bring us through tough times? He also bring our pets through tough times too. He cares for the well-being of them.
wow, really?
Yeah, so let's have Esther to come up and share her testimony.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi.
Esther.
So for last a few months ago, I think my dog wasn't feeling well. Like she started having like showing signs of like uncomfortableness or like pain in her tummy area. So my mom was really worried. We all were really worried, and we decided that we should bring her to the doctor just to be in case, just to make sure that nothing was bad and stuff. So when she went to the doctor, and then when we came back, we found out that she actually had this disease called pancreatitis, where like her pancreas is like inflated, and it's like
Oh
really, and
no.
it really hurts for her, and we didn't know, and we didn't know how long like she had this for. So, and the doctor told us that we had to cut like a lot and a lot of foods from her diet, so she couldn't eat like her favorite treats, or she couldn't eat like canned food, most of the food that she ate, and we had to change it for her. And like the day when we had to cut so much food from her diet, she was like really like she was like really mad at us. She was like sulking the whole time, like wondering like why didn't we give her her favorite treats, or why didn't we like
No.
give her the treats that she wanted, give her her normal food. And like and we didn't like that she had to be like pitied, and that we didn't like that she had this like disease. So we all really had to like pray for her, and we had to really like just trust God that He would bring upon His healing upon her. And so for that week, we prayed every single day, and we like asked God to bring healing. And the next week, she went to the doctors again, and the results came out, and the pancreatitis was still there with no change whatsoever. So we had to stick to the changes that we made for a month at least. And after a month, when she went back to the doctor again, she went to get a checkup on whether it has decreased or not. And like my family and I were like praying, just like at least decrease by at least like 1%, maybe 10%, you know. And like God really pulled through, and He made like, and the checkup, the report, it said that the pancreatitis was like 100% gone.
Wow.
And we were like so happy. We were like,
Oh my
whoa,
goodness.
like 100% gone. Like we hoped for like 10%, 20%, but like God was like, nope, 100%. And we were like, oh my goodness, like wow. And we were just so thankful, and like the realization really hit me that God's healing power was so amazing and was really real. So yeah, that's my testimony.
Wow, that's so amazing.
Right? I don't think the doctors would have expected it to be like a complete miracle either. We're so happy for Roxy.
Yeah, speaking of health, we know that changes have taken a toll on some of us during the pandemic also.
Yeah, so Lipe also shared with us like her testimony where when she first moved to her new school that time, she was actually struggling to make friends and studying for exams while adding the on dealing with grieving with a family member in her family. And she couldn't open up to her friends about these feelings, and she kept like bottling up her emotions, which kind of led her to a spiral of anxiety and depression. And there was one time, I mean, that year, she went to a Gen Now conference where she decided to let God to be a bigger part of her life. And God really has been her pillar of strength, even as the following year, she kind of fell into another toxic cycle of when she encountered another death in her family. But when the pandemic hit, and there was literally nothing she can turn to, it was just, her and God. She had to grow and lean on God for strength to accept and heal from what had happened. And she realized that God has given a purpose to all her experiences that she'd been through. And she told us, she wouldn't change a thing because she said God's grace never gives up on us and He will never let us fall and He loves us so much. And wow, that is just so true and such an amazing testimony of, what God has done for Lipe. Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. That is so amazing. Now we'll be moving into a time of lightning round. So this lightning round will be me trying to say as much testimonies as I can in 1 minute. And later will be my sister's turn and we'll see who has got the most.
Okay, so let's get to it.
Okay, thank you God that I have already achieved my target at work. Wow. Thankful that my family has recovered from COVID and that I got a job. Oh,
Ooh.
thank you. Thank God. Thank God, though not physical, but I can still keep in touch with my youth and friends. Thank God for sustaining me in my job too. Thank God. Okay. Next one is anonymous. Thank God that I had a good week of rest and for technology to stay in touch with my friends. Thank God for strength throughout the week, and also I got to catch up with one of my friends after so long. Thank God that I have a responsive community, and this is a responsive community. Wait, okay. Thankful God for God's safety over my family all the time throughout COVID. And thank God that I could have a good rest this week. Thank God for keeping my
Okay, Anadi.
Okay, I think I got like 50 huh.
No, you see.
Okay, that is the end of our lightning round. This is the first lightning round.
So a lot of us experience new things in this period of lockdown. Besides trials, God has opened up doors of opportunities as well. So I heard CG1 has 2 testimonies to share with us. So let's first of all invite CG leader Ben to come up and share with us his testimony. Woo, let's welcome Ben.
Hello, my name is Ben. Okay, so for my testimony, towards the end of my internship this year, I was approached by a CEO of a company which sells oil and gas, for oil and gas machine. Then he offered me like an opportunity and told me like whether I'd be interested. Of course, during the pandemic period, I say yes, any job I welcome. But then when finished already, I approached him, he didn't reply me, for a week. I asked him already, to a point where even my boss also texted him to text me whether I get the job or not. But then he tell me, hey, sorry, we're not hiring anyone anymore. Wow, I feel very sad, very betrayed. Then I was also very angry on myself because I believe him that I'll get the job, having the expectation. I was also, really angry at God, like why you open this door for me and then you just close it, But I decided not to care. I just don't care, very demotivated. And then one day my friend approached me and told me about this research assistant post. And I didn't have any expectation, but I was excited, got a job, just take it. So I just email and go for it. Then lecturer replied, rang me out interview, and I didn't really prepare because I didn't know what to expect, but I did quite bad, So I thought, crap, I'm not gonna get a post. But then after that, my lecturer just texted me like, hey, I'm gonna give you this task for next week. So can you start or not? So wow,
Wow.
I realized I got something, and then I got a post lah. And I realized that God really did answer my prayer, and it really took faith and really belief to really see it through lah. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, wow. Really praise God for how amazing He has given you this blessing.
Yeah, it's definitely like a silver lining in this dark time. So unexpected. Like at first you go in through this door and suddenly close, but then another one opens for you. Wow,
Yeah.
right. So amazing. So now let's move on to Jason, who will be sharing a testimony on behalf of a youth. So take it away, Jason.
It's a video.
Sorry, yeah, it's a video.
I just want to share a testimony from our youth. This youth went through a period of time where he was just drifting day by day without purpose and felt his life was in chaos. He didn't care about his grades anymore and he just wanted to stay in bed and do nothing the whole day. One day during service, while in his autopilot mode, he didn't remember much about the service, but during worship at the closing, he suddenly felt a little hope. And within a week, he felt that his life is back on track. And he could feel the love of God again. He thanked God that God has brought him out of this helplessness. Thank you.
Wow, it's really like God just came up at the most important and unexpected timing. I can't imagine, the youth suddenly just feel like, just give it a try. And then God just really meets him right at that moment. So amazing.
Yeah. But all these testimonies, that reminds me that we actually have our own testimony about mom, right?
Yeah. So actually, our mother contracted COVID a few months ago, and it was actually quite scary for us all. I don't think I want to share the story lah, but let's invite Farrell up to share. Farrell?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Farrell, that's our other
Yeah.
brother. Can you share a bit with us about, what happened when mommy first got COVID and then, like the whole procedure, everything. Yeah, just spill the details, man.
Yeah. Okay. So at first, she got sick for a few days, and it started off as a light sore throat and cough up, but then after a few days, it didn't got better. Then she in fact got fever. So we decided that she should go test for COVID, and it came back positive. And the worst part was we even share food with her when she was sick. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so
So we
true.
were worried for like the safety of ourselves and our mother also lah. So after that we straight away went to test for COVID ourselves. And after the test we sanitized the house thoroughly, and our mom stayed in a separate room to prevent the spread of COVID. And we brought her food for every meal lah. Yeah. So Gerald, what about you?
Share a bit.
Yeah, you share a bit.
For me, the most miraculous part about this whole incident is that even though we had a lot of close contact with our mother, our whole family was protected by God, and none of us got COVID. So only, so it's like God's protection over us was there.
Yeah, so true. It was like scary, And then, Farrell, I want to ask you one thing. What was the most difficult moment for you during that time, when mommy contracted COVID?
I think it was difficult seeing our mom through the screen and her being very tired and sick, because usually she's very healthy and active, and she'll go about daily doing stuff. So it makes us feel very sad seeing her like lie in bed the whole day. Yeah.
Yep, so true. And it's like also there's a risk, you never know if there's a chance you might lose a family member that got COVID, because this is so unexpected, right? And for me, the most difficult was to pick up the chores that my mom used to do, like in charge of going out to tapao food, or like preparing, cooking lunch for my family and stuff like that. It was something new for me, and also like somewhat tiring, because I never done it before lah. So yeah, it was very challenging, but I really thank God that He put our family through these tough times, and our mom is fully healed by the prayers of many people, and by God's grace and mercy. Yeah.
That was-
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Farrell.
Thank you.
You're
Bye-bye.
welcome.
Okay, while we are on the topic of mothers, Sydney also shared with us her testimony of how God has been faithful protecting her mother, even though she has been like going out of the house to work often. Yeah, it's really the protection of God.
Yeah, it's definitely something we shouldn't take for granted, especially during these times.
Yeah.
Now we will have our final person to share our testimony with us today. So let's have Nathaniel to come up and share. Woo!
Hello.
Hi. So, if you guys don't know, at the time my mom, her mental disorder like relapsed, and so around 3 a.m., my father woke me and my brother up, and um, my dad was very anxious and told me to find the key for the master bedroom door, and I found the key and I opened the door and we didn't saw my mom in the room, and we all got very worried, and we found out that my mom had went outside by jumping out from the window, um, and the window was on the second floor, so we all felt very worried lah. So all of us quickly rushed out and looked for my mom, and my dad and my brother drove out and searched for my mom. We went and asked our security guard, but they say that they did not saw anyone walking on the road. So we suspect that my mom had climbed over the fence and like now is in Sungai Long residential area. My father decided to share in the WhatsApp group with the pastors inside to ask for prayer. I also decided to ask my youth leader to pray. Then my father drove to Sungai Long, and some pastor had prayed for us. And we also asked the police for help, and they also helped us to find my mom. And on the way back, a pastor called my dad, and my dad picked up, and the pastor prayed, and after hanging up the call, my dad just like found my mom beside the road, and yeah, my dad quickly bring her home, and thank God that she had no serious injury after jumping down from the window, which is second floor. And yeah, I'm grateful that God is a protector, and He protected my mom from injuries during this incident. Yeah.
Wow. That was really the protection of God. Thank you for sharing that. It must have been so scary to know what would have happened next. And yeah, I can't imagine. We really thank God, for safety
Yeah, we are very relieved, and we thank God that God protected her.
through the time. Yep. Alright, so now we will be going into the last segment of our lightning round. I think can start already. Thank God that I have full marks for my speaking test, which I never expected it to happen. Really thank God for keeping my family safe at these moments. Thank God for work friends who support each other through hard weeks. Thank God for sustaining me and giving me peace to go through every day. Thank God for a good relationship with parents despite the lockdown. I'm thankful to God for letting my older siblings study abroad even in this time of pandemic. Thank God that I got to spend my time with my friends this week. Wow, hello, it's still lockdown, but good for you. I can't wait to meet my friends. Thank God for a full income and bonuses even in this pandemic economy. Thank God. Alright. Thank you. Thankful for His grace and sustenance through these past couple of weeks in school that were very difficult. That's so true. Protection and sustaining in school. Thank God for taking away all my stress from online classes. Thank God I got to catch up with a friend after so long. Oh, I need to catch up with my friends too. Let's go press like the testimonies posted. I thank God that He healed my tumor a few months ago. Chom. Okay. No need to say. We know I won. We know I won. Thank you to all who have put down your testimonies in Slido. We really appreciate the effort and and the time to really think of what God has done for you in this lockdown period. So that's all the testimonies that we have for now to share. And thank you for sharing, everybody. We hope you feel encouraged because we sure are. Are you?
Yep. We look forward for more testimonies from God's goodness to all of you.
Yep.